prophet in a divided world. Thousands of years ago, in the ancient land of Judah, lived Isaiah, a prophet whose voice echoed with power in an era of division and challenges. Born at a time when God's people were split into two kingdoms, Israel in the north and Judah in the south, Isaiah witnessed a period of profound change. According to Isaiah 1 verse 1, his prophetic vision spanned the reigns of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. In a world where prosperity, mass injustices, and danger loomed, Isaiah received a divine calling that made him a messenger of hope and justice. Raised in Jerusalem, the spiritual heart of Judah, Isaiah grew up steeped in God's teachings. From a young age, he observed with sorrow how many strayed from faith, worshiping idols and oppressing the vulnerable. Although Uzziah's reign brought wealth and stability, as described in 2 Chronicles 26 verse 5, Isaiah saw a troubling truth. The gap between rich and poor was widening, and devotion to the true God was fading. In Isaiah 5 verse 8, he would later denounce this injustice. Woe to those who add house to house and join field to field until no space is left. A world in crisis and a transformative vision. The political landscape was equally grim. Assyria, a rising empire, threatened to crush Israel, spreading fear to Judah. Some leaders sought alliances with Egypt, but Isaiah, in Isaiah 31 verse 1, proclaimed, "Woe to those who trust in horses and chariots, but do not look to the Holy One of Israel." He insisted that true salvation could only come from God. One day, in the year of King Uzziah's death, Isaiah had an experience that forever changed his life. In Isaiah 6 verses 1 to 3, he describes a majestic vision. He saw the Lord seated on a lofty throne, surrounded by seraphim chanting, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. The whole earth is full of his glory." Overwhelmed by divine holiness, Isaiah cried out, "Woe is me, I am ruined, for I am a man of unclean lips." Isaiah 6 verse 5. But God did not reject him. A seraph cleansed his lips with a burning coal, symbolizing forgiveness of his sins. Isaiah 6 verses 6 to 7. When God asked, "Whom shall I send?" Isaiah boldly replied, "Here am I, send me." Isaiah 6 verse 8. Thus began his prophetic mission, though God warned that many would reject his message. Isaiah 6 verses 9 to 10. Yet, even in darkness, God promised a holy seed. Isaiah 6 verse 13. A symbol of hope for a faithful remnant, a message of justice and redemption. Isaiah became God's voice, confronting his people's sins. In Isaiah 2 verses 8 to 9, he condemned idolatry, urging Judah to return to the God who freed them from Egypt. In Isaiah 3 verses 14 to 15, he rebuked leaders who exploited the poor. "What do you mean by crushing my people and grinding the faces of the poor?" His message was a call for justice and genuine faith, not empty rituals. Despite his warnings of judgment, Isaiah offered visions of hope. In Isaiah 7 verse 14, he prophesied, "The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel," a promise fulfilled in Jesus, meaning God with us. In Isaiah 11 verses 1 to 9, he envisioned a kingdom of peace under a righteous ruler, where the wolf will live with the lamb, and the earth will be filled with God's glory. In Isaiah 5 verses 1 to 6, he used the parable of the vineyard to show God's love for his people and his disappointment when they failed to bear fruit, yet he always left room for redemption, guiding kings through times of trial. Isaiah spoke not only to the people, but also to kings. During Ahaz's reign, when Judah faced threats from Syria and Israel, Isaiah urged him to trust in God. "Be careful, keep calm, and don't be afraid." Isaiah 7 verse 4. Though Ahaz rejected a divine sign, Isaiah delivered the prophecy of Emmanuel, assuring a greater plan. With Hezekiah, a more faithful king, Isaiah played a pivotal role. When Hezekiah fell gravely ill, Isaiah announced his impending death, but after the king's prayer, God granted him 15 more years, confirmed by a miracle. The sun's shadow moved backward 10 steps, Isaiah 38 verses 7 to 8. Facing the Assyrian threat, Isaiah advised trusting God over alliances with Egypt, Isaiah 30 verses 1 to 2. When Assyria attacked, Hezekiah's prayer and God's intervention saved Jerusalem, proving Isaiah's words true. Isaiah 37. Prophecies for nations and a glorious future. Isaiah's messages extended beyond Judah, pronouncing oracles against nations like Babylon, Egypt, and Tyre, showing God's sovereignty over all peoples. In Isaiah 13, he predicted Babylon's fall, and in Isaiah 19, verse 22, he foretold judgment and redemption for Egypt. The Lord will strike them but also heal them. His most inspiring vision spoke of a transformed future. In Isaiah 53, verses 4 to 5, he described a suffering servant who took up our pain, and by his wounds we are healed, a prophecy linked to Jesus' crucifixion. In Isaiah 65, verses 17 to 18, he proclaimed new heavens and a new earth, a place of eternal joy without pain or death. In Isaiah 35, verses 1 to 2, he painted a desert blooming, symbolizing divine restoration, comfort for exile, and eternal promises. Anticipating Judah's exile, Isaiah offered words of comfort. In Isaiah 40, verses 1 to 2, he exclaimed, "Comfort, comfort my people, says your God." He likened God to a shepherd carrying his lambs. Isaiah 40, verse 11, assuring the exiles they were not forgotten. In Isaiah 43, verses 1 to 2, he promised, "Do not fear, for I have redeemed you. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you." Isaiah also spoke of an inclusive future where all nations would worship God. Isaiah 56, verses 6 to 7. In Isaiah 55, verses 1 to 2, he extended a universal invitation. "Come, all you who are thirsty, come to the waters, buy wine and milk without money." These words reflect God's desire to offer salvation freely to all. Isaiah's legacy. Despite opposition from false prophets and corrupt leaders, Isaiah remained steadfast. His symbolic actions, like walking barefoot for 3 years, Isaiah 20 verses 2 to 3, and the names of his children like Shear-Jashub, a remnant will return, reinforce his messages. His life was a testament to courage and obedience. Isaiah's prophecies not only transformed his people, but continue to inspire today. They challenge us to live with integrity, seek justice, and trust God in all circumstances. His visions of peace, healing, and a renewed world remind us that God has an eternal plan of redemption. Conclusion, a message for today. Isaiah's life and messages are a beacon of hope in a world full of challenges. They invite us to trust in a God who turns deserts into gardens and brings peace where there is conflict. Share this story with your loved ones and join us to explore the riches of God's Word. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to stay updated with more inspiring content. May Isaiah's words continue to light your path, reminding you that God's love and justice are eternal. Until next time, may God bless you abundantly.